Hey, Megan.
Hey, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
I am sitting here with Megan Beekman.
Yep.
What's up?
Not too much. Just, busy with real estate, per
Busy with real
usual.
estate, grinding away. I
Yep.
love it. All right, let's highlight our coffee.
Sweet.
So, have you taken a sip yet?
Not yet.
I haven't either, but I've had this before. This is
Mm,
black and white coffee.
the
At
classic.
the classic. So this is in Wake Forest. I don't know if it's their main shop
I
or
think
not,
so.
but then they have like one that they do with like a chocolate shop in downtown Raleigh.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but this coffee bean is called the Classic Year Round. Comforting and nostalgic, this coffee is an ode to that easy breakfast style coffee you grew up with. You should be tasting hints of caramel, black cherry, and milk chocolate. It's more on the darker spectrum, I guess. You probably can't see it, but there is a little line right there.
Oh, I see.
So we'll give it a shot, see what we think, and we'll rate it at the end on a scale of 1 to 10. But
You know what would be entertaining is to rebrand, take the coffee, like, description, twist it for a house description. This
yeah.
house has notes of
Yeah, that's true.
warmth, comfort,
Yeah,
all the good
that
vibes.
would be good. That's really good. I thought it would be so cool if we can if let's say this podcast, gets bigger.
Yeah.
Probably right now I couldn't afford it with the $0 I'm making off this and the negative I'm into it.
It'll pop off at some point.
It'll pop off.
It's an investment.
It's an investment. Is to have like a coffee and closings coffee bean.
Dude, yeah, that would be
I
awesome.
think that'd be sick, and then kind of do some real estate related.
Hey, one day I'm gonna have a coffee shop. I'll put it in my coffee shop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. So I often critique these bags about some are so hard to open,
Okay.
and then some have this little pull tab,
Oh, I love that.
and it's resealable. It's nice. It's beautiful. Black and white. You nailed the bag. I mean,
And they got the little sniff
yeah,
seal
that's
there.
right. That's right. So I was reading too online or saw it somewhere, I think. It says notes of caramel, black cherry, and milk chocolate. I always thought that's what was like in it, but it's not. It was like that's what you should be tasting, if that
like,
makes
how
sense.
does it have the notes of it? Don't you have to add it?
No, like
I don't know how
I
they
think
actually
it's
feel.
supposed to be like, oh, I'm drinking it, and it reminds me of
Hmm.
caramel, black cherry, and milk chocolate. So they could just be blowing smoke because I'm like, who is tasting this? And
I have had a hibiscus coffee, and it was actually really good. I had it straight black, which I don't normally do. And I was like, I can taste all the notes that people are talking
really,
about. So the people that are intense about their coffee, they're
yes,
onto something a little bit for sure.
this is. I mean, we'll rate it at the end.
Okay.
There's a lot of flavor in this one though.
Yeah. So
It doesn't.
good.
It says it reminds you of your childhood breakfast coffee. It doesn't remind me of Folgers at all. So
I don't know that I drank coffee as a child, so
I started drinking coffee. Well, those like Starbucks caramel frappuccinos.
oh yeah,
If you want to call those
yeah, I
cartoons.
love those. And the McDonald's ones.
Yes. Oh
Killer.
my gosh, so good. Actually,
Gosh, now it's
once I had the McDonald's, I didn't want to go back because
just because it's straight sugar.
Straight sugar.
I mean,
It is
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
tried really hard to drink black coffee in college. My poor roommates would watch me, and I was like, would literally like gag. I was
Yeah.
too bitter.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? You're right. I should just level this out with a little splash of cream.
Yeah.
And
Why
it's
not? Take
not
it
miserable.
however you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad says the same thing. He's always like, why would I want to drink bean water? Like, that's disgusting. I want cream in it. And
Spice it up.
I'm like, hey, whatever floats your boat. He was in the Navy, so he was like, they only had to drink black coffee. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I have freedom
I have
now.
more luxury in life.
Yeah.
I can put
can
a
buy
little
creamer.
French vanilla in there. And...
I prefer the lavender oat milk.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah.
Just they actually still have it right now at Target. So
Nice. How do you make
Shit,
your
let's
coffee at
go.
home?
I don't.
Okay, so
I really should. I bought a drip coffee maker because I was like, you know what? I don't want to invest in something crazy expensive.
yeah.
So I just bought a drip thing.
Okay.
I think I've used it once, twice. Then I got distracted, didn't actually end up drinking the coffee, which kind of thought would happen. So I normally buy the like Stokes like cold brew
Okay.
for that little splash creamer. We recently got an espresso.
Yeah.
One of my clients, I was staging their home, getting ready for pictures, and I was just like asking them, they had a fancy espresso. I was like, have you ever used like an espresso thing? He's like, do you want one? I was like, are you getting rid of one? And he had one in his pantry that you can have it, and had like boxes of like coffee. They were expired, but I don't think coffee really expires. So
Yeah.
we've been working through the pods. I've cut a couple open. They still look fine.
Yeah.
But like the Nespresso thing is nice.
They
Yeah.
are nice. It's a lot
Yeah.
better than like a Keurig. More
Yeah.
expensive. Like the pods are pretty pricey,
Yeah.
but
But typically I just throw $7 down the drain at Starbucks. So
yeah, it's
different.
cheaper than that. What about your husband? Does he drink coffee?
Yeah, he does the espresso shots or coffee, whatever pods we have.
Yeah.
He drinks it black.
He's tough
crazy.
like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
We had an espresso for a while and then it broke. We moved, I think, and it kind of just got tossed around and then broke.
Yeah.
But now we have this like it's like a Philips espresso machine.
Okay.
If you go on Amazon, it'll say it's like $700, but we got it on Black Friday for like $400.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's where I was like, I just don't know if I want to invest that much if I'm never gonna use it.
Yeah. Like me and my wife drink coffee every morning, and then I'll drink it.
I do too. That's where I need to start making it at home because
going out,
dropping $7 on coffee.
Yeah. But this one's pretty cool because like you put all the beans on the top in a hopper, and then you fill up the little like jug thing with water, and then it has like a milk frother, so you can do like lattes, and you just press a button.
Yeah.
Like the fancy ones that you have to like froth it yourself with the little.
Yeah.
That's I can't do that. And those are crazy expensive and more work. And I was like, okay, sure, this one's probably not as good. And for coffee connoisseurs, they're like, you're cheating, but
you gotta start somewhere.
You start somewhere, and I'm all about.
One day, one of these companies is gonna sponsor you a brand new espresso machine.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
black and white,
please.
Sponsor me, please. I need to pay for this equipment somehow. But no, I'm just kidding. So, tell me, kind of how you got to where you are. Well, yeah, tell me that, and then I want to know. You're the owner of Red Bench Realty, and I want to know like how that name came about.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about how you even got to that point.
Okay. I did sales after I moved to Raleigh. After I graduated college, I was just kind of moved here and was like, all right, I got to find a job doing something. Like, I got a degree in international business, which is pretty broad because business is a very broad spectrum. So I started off doing sales. I worked at a gym doing sales. And it really did, like, you kind of start to, like, the sales process clicks and, like, the questions you ask. And, like, it's a science. And you're like, why you would recommend something in the process of how you do it. And I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Then I did software sales. So I cold called, like, 120 calls a day.
Oof.
Yeah. That was a fun time. But met lots of great people there. It was fun. And I really hate it. I ended up not being there super long, like 6 months or so. And then there was like a job opening at the company my husband worked for. So doing engineering, sales, services, marketing. It was close to where we lived. And I was like, eventually, I don't know, finding the right company to grow up the ladder. So I worked there, did sales, and then I still worked at the gym. I like would work 8:30 to 5:30, leave straight from 5:30, go to Orange Theory, and I'd close and work like 6 as soon as I could get there. And I'd close till like 9:30.
Wow.
2 days a week, I think. Yeah, because I was like, I gotta keep my membership. It's a good deal. Except for it's not a good deal if you can't use the membership.
Right.
Yeah, so, and then I eventually moved in full-time at the engineering company doing sales and marketing there. And then just kind of like I don't know if this is what I want to do forever. Like, I don't know if I want to be sitting in an office, like, building somebody else's, like, having to be, like, combative about people liking my marketing or, like, it's like, oh, I don't like that. And it's like, okay, well, like, you're an engineer. Like, marketing's not your specialty. I'm not going to critique your whatever you're doing because that's not my field of expertise. And just was like, I want something, like, more long-term, flexible. Now I always am like, yeah, I wanted something where I didn't have to work 9 to 5. I just wanted to be able to work 24/7 because most days that's what it feels like. But it's fun. I mean, so I got my license in 2019 and then was kind of like slowly getting everything set up. And beginning of 2020, I was like, all right, I'm going to go full time in March was my plan. And that company did some restructuring and they changed up the different positions. So I got let go middle of February. I was like, well, this works out actually really well because I was planning on leaving. So PTO paid out severance. I was like, all right, cool. So started real estate full time middle of February 2020. COVID hit the next month.
Love some COVID market.
Yeah. I remember like sitting doing my final like continuing ed and or like post licensing course.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like people were watching on their phone. They're like, oh, the first case of COVID is in Wake Forest. And I was like, all right, here it comes.
That's crazy.
So,
When COVID started, I mean, sorry not to like interrupt, but like when COVID started, I went to Hawaii to visit my friend who was in the Air Force.
dang.
And that was in February of 2020.
Yeah.
So like before like
Right
the shutdown
before.
was like March, I think. And I remember like I'm walking on the plane, like I'd say half the people were wearing masks and stuff and all that. And I was like, is this like a thing? Like is COVID actually a thing?
Right. You're like,
And
what's
then we
going
get
on?
there and they were much more like they were Hawaii. I didn't know. He didn't happen to tell me. They were way more locked down than like we were. Like they were already like shutting stuff
Yeah.
down. And so when I got there, I was like, all right, man, let's go out to a restaurant or let's go to
Oh, so they were already closed.
yeah. And he was like, no, man, we can go to McDonald's or
You're like, what can we go to the beach?
yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm here for
Did
like
they close the beaches?
8 days. They were closed. No,
Okay.
some of them they did. Like the resorts were closed,
Okay.
so you couldn't go to like those beaches. So you had to go find like some sketch beach off the beaten path.
Although a sketchy beach in Hawaii.
I know, right?
Thing.
That's right.
I don't know. I've only been to 2 of the islands, but they were pretty solid.
Have you been to Honolulu?
No.
Okay, so it is not nice.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, there's just like
All right.
drunked
Well,
out people.
Big Island
everywhere.
and Maui. 10
Really?
out of 10 recommend.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So going back to your story, what is international? Is international
Inter-
management or sales?
International business.
Business. Okay.
So I just kind of like got a business degree, but then I had the international spin on it. So I learned Chinese.
You still know Chinese?
A little bit.
Wow,
I
that's
could like
cool.
speak it, but like at the time I could like read it and write it, which was cool.
Wow, that is cool.
I switched. I started off in Spanish and then was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to go to any Spanish speaking country. So I switched to Chinese, which now I go to Mexico like 3 or 4 times a year with the nonprofits. I'm like, I don't know why Spanish would have been really helpful actually. So I gotta get back on that. But I switched to Chinese. So I had to do that in addition to the business classes. And then, it's like business, international marketing,
Right.
sort of marketing.
Did
So.
you go on any like international business trips? Like where there's like any kind of
No, not really. I did my I had to finish some language credits, so I did an immersion program in Vermont. I feel like you went to Vermont for Chinese. Yeah. But they had a language school up there where 8 weeks you sign this language pledge where you're not allowed to speak anything but the language you're studying. So like as soon as we get there, I like sign this. I'm like, well, I'm about to be real quiet because I don't know anything in Chinese yet.
Easy.
So by the end of it, I was like, all right, well, I learned this pretty well. So I kind of want to go back there and do that in Spanish. My problem is I haven't found like 8 weeks that I can just dip
Take
out
off.
real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, what was your first kind of like transactions? What did those look like?
As far as real estate.
Yeah.
So thankfully, because I had like kind of built up, just networked with people I worked with and whatnot. I had some friends. They bought a house. A couple people I worked with. I'm trying to think of like how I met people. I just tried to do like webinars. I got into coaching early on.
Okay.
Somebody had told me like, hey, get Tom Ferry scripts, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
What's a script?
Yeah.
So I look them up. I fill out my information, and then they call and they're like, hey, you should get into coaching, and I was like, cool. I haven't sold any houses, so that's really expensive. So I have zero money.
Yeah.
And then after doing a couple deals, I kept asking my husband all these questions. Like, well, should I do this? Should I do this? He's like, how the hell? Like, I'm not a real estate agent. So, like, we both kind of was like, oh, okay, I see the value in, like, hey, let's get some guidance. So I joined coaching.
And what was that like for you?
It's good. I'm still in it. So I have, like, a coach I meet with. At first, it was, like, every other week. Now I meet with a coach every week. But also, like, the community aspect of it. Because it's, like, I've met so many agents within that, like, network and, like, ecosystem. That it was very collaborative and like helpful. Like, hey, I tried this in my market, try it in yours. And, it's also then there's referrals. Raleigh's a great place to move. So there's always people moving here. So there's that aspect to it. I feel like there's a lot of components to like that program and the community piece to it and like people helping each other through it is a big part. And then just like a coach keep trying to like keep you on task of like, hey, what are you working on? Like, hey, like, let's circle back to this. Like, what should I be focused on? It's just like one of those like, blind spots, but they're out there talking to like, 30 different real estate agents a week or more, whatever. And it's like, they're seeing what people are working on. So it's like, they're going to have more insight into like, hey, you should also look into doing this.
Like, what are some things that they have you work on?
So like tracking, like how you're tracking metrics, calls, things like that, marketing, different like whether it's like video marketing, kind of like what your goals in not getting too spread thin too of like
Right.
I'm gonna try and do everything because you really do have to focus on like, all right, I'm gonna pour into like a podcast or I'm gonna pour into YouTube, like I'm gonna pour into Instagram. Like it's like kind of clarity on what your goal is and how you can meet people, and then like, hey, what are some things that you already have? Like, how do you connect with people already? What's a way you can then, grow that? So I feel like helping you figure out clarity and then like tactics or like, hey, I have this question, like I'm working on this deal and like, how should I structure this? Like I'm confused, or like, hey, I had this call with this client, it didn't go well. It's like, well, did you like, let's talk through it. Like, should you have said something different? I was like, oh, maybe. Yeah. So like
that's cool.
it's a lot of growth and like, self-reflection of like, I could have done better. And like, I think you have to know that. Like it's always a process of like, I'm growing and learning to be better. So
yeah, the accountability of it, I feel like would be huge too, because in our business, like, I mean, it's like any other business, like a coffee shop, right? Like if you're not showing up to work and you're not going to sell any coffee. So it's like,
if the store's not open, like
store ain't
you
open.
can't buy it.
Or like even like you don't clean the mugs at the end of the shift. Like, okay, now people come in tomorrow. What are you going to do? You know? And so, our business is so like isolated.
Yeah.
Like it's so like individual.
Yeah.
To have kind of like that accountability, I think would be huge. I've never done any kind of coaching thing before. I've looked into it a little. I did the team, for a year, and that was great. And that's, I guess kind of like a coaching thing in a way.
Yeah.
But that's something I could.
I think there's definitely a lot of value in it. It's one of those things too, especially when you look at costs, like it can be expensive, and people are like, I'm not paying that much money just to like 30 minutes of somebody's time. Like, it's like, okay, but depending on what program you're looking to, it's like, well, you have to look at the other things. And like, are you now in a room with people that are doing what you want to be working on? Like, who are you putting yourself in a room with? And sometimes that costs money. And so it's, it's like nurturing clients, going and dropping off pumpkin pies. It's one of those things that's kind of hard to like quantify, like, oh, because of this, I had a client.
Yes.
But like, it's the same thing with coaching. It's like the things you learn. It's like, well, because I was in this, I talked to this person, they connected me with this agent, and now I got a referral. Or now I like started this YouTube channel and they give me all these inside secrets on like things to do or things to focus on, or like what they did that failed. Now I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to try and do what they did that did really well and do it better. So I feel like there's a lot of aspects to it that people are just like, I don't need, like, my calls for 30 minutes aren't that helpful. And it's like, well, there's a lot of aspects to it that, you could pour in more time.
Right.
And it's like, if you're just showing up unprepared for a call, then like, it's probably not going to be helpful either.
Yeah. Probably like one of those things that you got to put stuff into it.
Yeah. I think that's what I was told early on, is like, you're going to get out what you put in. So like,
yeah. Are you still do it with Tom Ferry, that organization?
Yeah. I'm actually going the end of this month to a big conference in Dallas.
Oh, that's right.
So,
okay. Yeah. You mentioned it before we started that you were going to a conference.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of them?
Yeah, they do. Like, this one is their big one that's open to anybody. There's a big one at the beginning of the year that's just elite coaching clients. And then they do smaller ones like all throughout the year in different cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they ever come to Raleigh?
They haven't, which I'm putting on an event in Raleigh. So, yeah, October, Elevate 2025.
I did see that. Yeah. So, like, what is it?
So, essentially, like, Heidi and I, Heidi's another agent at Real, and we just became friends and kind of talked about, like, hey, we go to all these conferences. Like, there's never any events like this here in Raleigh. Let's just put on an event where we bring value to people of, like, hey, let's go and learn about marketing, AI, like, sales tactics, all these different things. Like, let's bring one here. And so we did it last year for the first time.
How'd it go?
It went really well. We had like, I don't know, it was between like 200, 230 people.
No kidding.
So yeah, we sold all the tickets. So that was exciting. It was like, okay, wow, we actually did this. I feel like when I do client events, sometimes nobody shows up and you're like, I don't know how to throw an event. It's like, well, I probably didn't do it right. I didn't market it early enough. But it went really well. I had, good speakers come in for it, and, good networking with other agents.
Yeah. I try to do like an agent, I don't know what to call it.
Like a happy hour?
Kind of like a happy hour thing, yeah. But for Harnett County,
Mm,
because there's like,
yeah, like a meetup.
yeah, like a meetup, because there's just nothing down there for us.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you either got to be in Fayetteville or Raleigh, and we're kind of in that weird in between. So I tried to do it. It was like Hustlers and Homes, and it was going to be, I basically was straight up trying to steal the idea of what is it?
Find some properties.
Find some properties.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Smart.
4 people show up, and then I was like, okay, if I do it once a month though, it'll get traction, and then 4 people showed up, and I was like, screw this, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you have to like commit to it for a while and like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to come and like take pictures of the 4 people. I know it's like one of those things like when you get, 20 likes on a post and you're like, it's like, well, but if you have 20 people show up at an event, like it's a win.
Yeah,
So like, it's like putting things into perspective, but it is like consistency.
it is. Yeah, I like the perspective thing.
Yeah.
It's funny because I had like, I don't have a lot of followers on like TikTok or definitely not Instagram, but I had one video, I don't remember what it was about, on TikTok. They got like 16,000 views, and
Dang.
me and my wife went to a hockey game at PNC, and that holds like 17,000 people or something like that. And I was like, imagine though, like if I was in the center of the ring and
Yeah.
I looked up and had 30 seconds to tell these people like whatever I wanted, like that's the
Yeah.
kind of reach you can get with social media.
That is crazy.
But speaking of social media, I know I'm like all over the place. Speaking of social media, you obviously are very active in social media.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I feel like that was something I was told early on too. Was like, get on video. Be like, you have to like, if you want to be successful, like get it. Which I think like, you don't have to be on social media to be successful, but it's a big aspect of it. Like there's so many reasons you should be.
Yeah. Especially for our generation.
Yeah.
So I saw a stat that like it was 80 or 85% of Gen Z and millennials find their professionals through social media.
Right.
So it's like, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's like one of those things is like people work with people they know, like, and trust. And so like, what an easy way for people to get to know you,
Right.
like you, and trust you. And like, if they don't like you, cool, you probably don't want to work with them anyways.
Right.
I think
right.
there's like so much beauty in that. As like within real estate, you're like literally anybody that wants to buy a house, I'll help you, please. Like, please let me help you. Like when you get started and that, then you get to the point where you're like, that was a miserable transaction. I don't want to help. Like that's not the person I'm going after.
Right.
So it's like really getting clear on like, who's your ideal client?
Yeah.
Who do you want to help? Like, so that you can then, target your marketing, whatever it is. But just then, it's a better process for everybody.
Yeah. Do you have any type of like social media plan? Like this is my goal for social media or anything like that?
I'm like, I've gone every year. I'm like, oh, I'm going to create a marketing calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, I'm 6 years in. No, I haven't really done it successfully. I've like tried a mix of it. I think I have an overall goal of like, this is like how I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it gets busy, I think that's one of those, like, you got to figure out if you're not doing it, who's doing it. So shifting that. So kind of still working on that. I feel like I've been really active just like on stories most recently, which is good. Like, it's a good way for, I like the people that I know to stay in front of, like, stay top of mind. Like, they know what I'm doing. It's so funny when I like meet up with people. I'm like, oh, I was over doing that. They're like, oh, I know, I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, sorry. I was like, I don't like assume people are watching my story either. It always like catches me off guard. I'm like, oh, people actually pay attention to that.
Yeah. What I like about stories is like it's more real than like a reel,
Yeah, and you feel less like pressure about it too, because like when you post a reel, you're like, oh, it's not edited well. Like it's like, and I post your story, you're like, oh, sorry, you're gonna get motion sick. Like, hold on, like we're going through this, and people think it's funny, like they like it, or they click through it. Like,
right, yeah, and it's not there forever.
Yeah,
that just sucks up wind. So Red Bench Realty. When did that start, and how did you come up with that name? I think first of all, I think the idea is so sick. Like I've seen your pictures where like your clients sit on the red bench in front of their house and kind of look at their like, I would imagine that you want them to kind of see like what that house is going to do for their lifestyle and all that stuff. And I was like, I think that's such a cool idea.
Yeah, like I need to start like branding more like red bench reflections of like them sitting on the house. So like now I'm in the house of my dreams.
Yeah.
Whatever. Honestly, I wish it was better, but like when I started business, I had to come up with an LLC name.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of was like going through different name ideas, like Red Door, Blue Door,
right?
Whatever realty. I didn't really want to make it my name, like
I know.
And so I don't know. I came up with Red Bench, and then I was like, oh, I had the idea of like I'll have a red bench and people can sit on it in front of their house and like I don't know, I just had the branding idea of having a bench. So now I have my red bench that I just take after
Just
clients
load it right
close. Yep, I load it up, pull it out. No, it's not too bad. Yeah. It's a metal bench. I mean, it's not one of those like wrought iron benches.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I probably need to give it like a fresh spray paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a black bench. Bought it at Sports Authority. Is that the one next to Costco? Something like that. Yeah. Bought it there, took it home, spray painted it. Red bench was born.
That's so cool.
So now it's just kind of evolved as
Yeah.
time's gone on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I feel like it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, okay, I think now I have enough. I can really brand it. I'm like, yeah, I do. I have like enough pictures of people sitting on the red bench. Now I got a logo. So
Yeah.
just also like breaking down now that we're moving into doing flips. We have a couple Airbnbs. Do like some design work. So I've got Red Bench Reimagine, which is my design stuff.
Okay.
Red Bench Renovations, our flips. Red Bench Rendezvous, the rentals. So just kind of our, how we break down
That's
where everything
cool.
is. And then we have a cleaning business, Red Bench Refresh. So
Dang. You got all the branches.
yeah, so like, it's been a recent like progression of things.
Yeah.
But, it's like one of those things they all kind of tie together. So just
Yeah.
still working on, like I'm not 100% focused on Reimagine, but like
Right.
when people are like, hey, I want you to come design my bathroom, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, oh, I spent like 4 hours over there helping them pick out fixtures and wallpaper. And it's like, I should probably charge them a fee. Like,
Yeah.
that's reasonable. Like, hey, like pay for my time. Like you're asking me to come over as an
Right.
expert and like help you figure it out. So like
Mhm.
that's kind of how that was born into like, and doing flips, it's like doing the design. So it's just like people were like, hey, do you do this? I'm like, all right, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I like that aspect of it. So
Yeah.
kind of ironing that
I
out.
think with that, like, it's kind of like a cool story that people can follow. Like,
yeah.
I want to see somebody sitting on a red bench in front of there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a cool idea. Mine is Lines Realty Company.
How'd you
I know, it's so original. I've often thought about that. I was like, the problem with like keeping your name as the firm, like I think there are some pros, obviously, especially when you're starting out. Like when it was just me at my brokerage, like, yeah, I want people to correlate my brokerage with me because
yeah.
I'm the face. On the downside of that is when I have agents come on, like it's hard to get bought into
Yeah.
somebody else's name.
Yeah. I
It's-
kind of feel that. Like it's like you get it because you're like, oh, I want that person's name to like get their clout. Like,
Mhm.
cool, I'm attached to this person. Like this
Mhm.
person that's doing great, I'm attached to them.
Yeah.
But then it does like, I don't know, I feel like it is like a weird, I'm now branding somebody else's name, but like I'm Megan Beekman. Like, so
Right.
I did like the idea of like it not being my name, of like, hey, this gives somebody else like, hey, you have ownership. Like you have a part in like hanging your name under this brand, not
Yeah.
and it's not like me fully. Like
Right.
obviously it's me because I'm the only person really like, but there's a few people, but it's,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like the
not
brand
just-
is me right now, but it can continue to evolve to not just be me.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, if I have one agent, and hopefully I can bring on more, is like you're your own person.
Yeah.
Like, and somebody's gonna want to hire you because they like you and not anything
Right.
about me. Like, they actually might not like me.
Yeah.
But they're still like you, and
Right.
so they want to hire you. But then,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't think it's like crazy super deep either. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ever gonna like lose business. But I always thought of the idea of like, I don't know, maybe rebrand someday and just not do your name and just do something that people can kind of
Yeah.
do. But it's expensive.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, buy more t-shirts.
Yeah.
I need to order t-shirts actually.
Um,
I'll send you one.
Yes, everyone. Yeah, that's sick. So business now, how's it been going?
It's been good. It's been very busy, which is a good problem to have. It's like that problem you're like, this is what I prayed for, and now you're like, I just want to get like 7 hours of sleep a
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
But it's been good. We have 3 flips going right now.
Okay.
And then I have like 4 listings. We got a couple buyers. So like things are moving. I've got an assistant working with me, so helping figure that out. And
Is she?
Mhm.
Is she full time?
she's part-time right now, so yeah, it kind of fluctuates on the week. Yeah.
So let me ask you that about your assistant, because I've always found that like when I'm super busy, let's say I have like a crazy busy 7 months, I'm like, I need an assistant. But then I'm like, what if I have a 3-month span where I got nothing for you?
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
It's definitely like a learning curve, and like that's been like a recent thing this year of like, all right, well, the ideal is you bring the assistant on so that you're busy, they can keep you busy. Like you keep that business momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like it is definitely like a fear of like, am I going to be able to continue to pay this person?
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like that shift in responsibility of like leadership from like, I'm just responsible for myself. It's easier. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I let somebody down, I'm letting me down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you bring somebody else on, you're like, oh, if I don't do well, like, what do I do with them? Like, I've got more pressure to like do well. And like, so I don't know. I feel like I have had things. It's definitely been like a learning experience of like, what do I have you doing? It's just like things that you're like, oh, I do it, and this is how I do it, and so now having to teach, and so it's like there's that period too of like onboarding and like you have to understand what I do and why I do it, so that you're not just like, oh well, we just do it this way. It's like no, there's a method behind we do it like this way because it leads to this,
Right.
and it's like one of those things, just like, oh, why do we do that? Like, is there a reason for? It's like no, there's like these small reasons, and like. So it's a lot of training, onboarding, which, is the process of like building out an onboarding process. So you could bring on maybe another person at some point, or like they grow into a different position. You can bring somebody in to take over what they do. So it's definitely been a learning experience, but it's been good.
Yeah.
And I think it's been beneficial and like helped take things off my plate. And then a balance of like, okay, cool. Somebody else understands the process. And so, I don't know, we just hit 6 months. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And it's been going good.
Yeah. So far so good. It's a learning. I think too. I was talking with somebody else last night, and she was talking about her assistant. And was like, I was like, it's really just like a growing experience of like, I'm gonna become a better leader through this, or you're not, or you're gonna like, hey, I'm gonna fire you. Like, we're gonna quit. I'm just gonna go back to being me, and like, you're not growing and being a better leader. So you definitely have to want to be growing and expanding yourself, which is not easy, but yeah.
I feel like too it adds a level, like going back to accountability, like crap, no, I got somebody I'm somewhat responsible for, and so I better step up my game and not just sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day. What do you think I feel like on social media now we hear a lot of like entrepreneurship is so hard. It's bad because of this. It's bad because of that. Like, but I would say I'm most passionate about entrepreneurship, and real estate is my funnel to that path.
Yeah.
And like obviously I love selling houses and stuff, but I'm not like sitting around dreaming about houses and stuff. Like I sit around and dream about entrepreneurship,
right?
Entrepreneurial endeavors and stuff.
Right. It's like business growth more so than
yeah. But what do you think the good things about entrepreneurship are?
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely being able to like build something that's your own, and I think that's really cool, and like you can't figure out what you're good at too within that process, because at the beginning you have to you wear all of the hats. You're the marketing person, you're the salesperson, you're the bookkeeper, you're the finance director, like, or you just fall really short in all those, and you're like, okay, I need to bring somebody else in to take over where I fall short. So it definitely is like a really cool opportunity to be able to like make something too, and not be in like such a fixed mindset of like, this is the box I have to live in, like this is what's for me. Like, I guess not feeling trapped too. I think it's just that like freedom of like, there's so much opportunity, which I think is too a mindset, because even that could translate into a job. Like, there's opportunity here. Am I gonna just sit at my desk and like, I just want to click away and do my thing? And some people are really content with it. I don't know. There's definitely a breed of us that are like, I need to go learn. I need to listen to every podcast. I need to like make myself better. And I think there's always a balance to that. Like, you can't get swept away in doing too much that you forget to live and enjoy life. But I mean, I think there is a lot of beauty into like, you can make it your own. I think the hard part is not letting it like run you over, because it is one of those things where you could work all day. It's like, okay, I have to figure out boundaries of like, it's actually reasonable to like tell people I'm not answering my phone after 8 p.m. Like, that's actually not that unreasonable.
Right. Because like, we've talked about it on here before, but like, what other profession are you calling at 8 p.m.? It is not, for whatever reason ours is, but because I think a lot of times we set that expectation that that's okay.
Which is hard, because you come into the situations where you're like, oh, you work all day, so like, but there's a balance.
There's a balance. Yeah. You're right. Like, there's definitely should be like,
there's exceptions to the rule. I feel like of like, hey, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna reply. It's after 7, and like the deadline for sending an offer was 9 p.m. I'm not going to make somebody lose a house over it.
Right.
But like, it's learning the boundaries of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, like, I've made sure we're on top of things. If we wait until tomorrow morning at 10 to talk on this, we're going to be okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're like missing deadlines and stuff, then yeah, you're dropping the ball for your clients. I think, yeah,
Yes.
you've got to figure out
You
that
gotta
balance
figure out
of
that
like,
balance. Yeah.
yeah.
So what brought you to kind of make all these red bench branches?
I really like, I guess, I don't know. I have an eye for design and I just
Yeah.
like enjoy that, doing that. So like when we bought our first house, we did a lot of the work ourselves, did a lot of projects and just kind of like post about that. And so that was a cool part stepping into doing like flips is like,
When did you start doing the flips?
3 years ago, 2022, I think, end of 22,
So
end of
what was that
23.
like experience buying your first one and stuff?
We got into another like coaching type community of people that were doing more flips and like
Okay.
real estate investment and not just like real estate agents. And
Right.
so that kind of just like opened our eyes up to other people doing it, allowed us to talk with people how to do it. Like, hey, just get into it, buy your first deal. I was like, okay. And everybody's like, oh, you'll find investors, they'll come. Nobody came, but it's fine. We were able to figure it out. We, had known of a different, like a hard money lender because of other people that we met. We got the deal worked out through that. We were able to use like our HELOC to get the deal moving. And I don't know, I think too, like as a realtor, it's like you'll walk through so many houses and I'm like, oh, well, you could, I walk into a house and I see like, okay, you could just tweak these things to make it a little bit better, or like maybe it needs a lot and you're like, okay, if you open up this wall, like that's just like where my brain goes when I walk in a place, and I have to like tame it because I know when I walk through houses with some people, like that will overwhelm them
Right.
and they're like, oh, I love this house how it is. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like
Right.
it's a
Right.
beautiful house.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Popcorn
No,
ceilings are in.
they're so in right now, especially when the cobwebs are all stuck in them.
Yeah.
I've done that where I've walked through like a house with the client and same thing, like because we flip. I'll be like, yeah, like if you take this or do that, and they're like, I like that, and I'm like, well, let me just shut up then
You're
because
like, anyway,
obviously,
I'll just sell you the house.
yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Right. It's like it's not for any like reason of like there being something bad necessary about a place. Like I went to visit a friend and I was like, "Ooh, well you could like do," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." Like my brain just like spews with ideas
Mhm.
and it's not like, "Oh, you did it bad." It's just like, "Oh, I'm just like, "Oh, how are ways we could like tweak it or like
Right,
make it a little different?" And like when you see all the different like trends and things that are coming, you're like, "Oh, how could we use that and implement it?" So
Mhm.
like that's just how my brain works when I walk in a house. So being able to like go from walking in houses with people to be like, you could do this, you could do this. And then like, they close, they take their ideas and they do whatever they want.
Right.
Like I'm not normally involved in that. And so then it's like walk through the house. I'm like, well, you could if you opened this up and then if you opened this up and you changed the kitchen like to be like this, and like going in and being able to do it, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. Like
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's like stress, but I always tell people, I'm like, you choose the problems that you have. Like
Yeah,
every job has problems. Like
yeah,
we're not gonna escape it, but you just choose which ones you want to deal with.
yep.
And I feel like that's kind of fun of like, I don't know, I walk in and I'm like, okay, how can we make this space function better?
Mm-hmm.
And so like being able to actually like not just be like, you could do this. It's like, all right, watch me do it. I'm like,
Right.
oh, it worked out well. And then we had good feedback. So I was like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah,
I guess we're not too bad at it.
yeah,
So it's definitely a learning process still, but
yeah. Um, s- Entrepreneurship
oh yeah.
endeavors. How do you feel about having all your businesses kind of relating to real estate in a pendulum that always is swinging?
Yeah, I feel like that is interesting. I feel like at some point maybe we'll try and diversify more.
Mm-hmm.
Like time wise, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
tied up with all of this. But that's the goal is to like, I don't know, move into some other businesses as well.
Yeah.
I mean it is interesting. I think it's also the mindset of like, yeah, real estate fluctuates and it is a pendulum. So that's where you do have to just be flexible of like, all right, let me figure out what is, right now is not a good time to flip. Okay, do we wholesale? Or it's not a good time to like, be a buyer. Let's work with sellers. It's not a
Right.
good time to be a seller. Let's find somebody. Like you kind of always have to spin it. Like
Yeah.
I saw like a business change and somebody was, it was like somebody had left a company and they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe these people are like, they're like spinning it like it's a good thing that this person left. I'm like, well, what's the alternative? That they're like, oh my gosh, we lost this person. Now he's, not running the company. It's like, They could be upset about it, or they could like, hey, like, well, let's have a positive outlook on it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, that's just affects your whole life.
Yeah.
You have more of a positive outlook or a negative outlook.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, because there is such a wide range too. Like obviously there's rentals or commercial.
yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
you could go Airbnb, it's like Airbnbs are a
Yeah.
big thing. And it's like, we're like, oh my God, it's going to like crash. And it's like, we have a couple that we like rent. And it's like, well, there's still a need. Like there's a need, but you might have to like adjust it. Like
Yeah.
maybe short-term rentals for, people working isn't doing well, but like maybe they're really good for retreats or
Right.
like
Right.
family vacations. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
maybe it's not vacations, but now it's crews coming to work. So like
Right.
just always being open to change, which is exhausting,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Think of like diversifying because obviously real estate is like the bread and butter, and then we flip, which is a branch of real estate. But we just got into vending machines,
oh yeah.
so we have like 8 of those or something.
Okay. How's that been?
It's been okay. Because right now I'm still stocking them,
Ah,
and so that's a freaking pain. And then like I bought 5 from a guy who had them all in locations and stuff, which was great. Because the hardest part is just getting the locations for him.
yeah.
But none of them had credit card readers, and I'm like, great, because I can get them for cheaper and then add the credit card readers. But it's just like little nuances, like, okay, this machine you have to get, this cable to make it compatible with the credit card, and it's just like,
It's a picking
okay,
your
this
problems
is
kind of
yeah.
thing.
You always hear like, oh, get some passive income stuff, and it's like, okay, really, nothing is passive income because
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to go stock them. I have to order inventory. But I do think it's good. And I think it's kind of like a rental house, right? Like if you have one rental house, it's good, but it's probably not worth it. Like if
Yeah.
that's like you want to make
Unless
a
it was like
stream.
your first house and like you've got a crazy
Yes.
great like interest
Yes.
rate and you're like making a great spread.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's like, one of those exceptions. But if
Right.
you want to make like a stream, a passive income stream through rentals, you need a few. And
Yeah.
it's like the same thing with these stinking vending machines. It's
And at the end of the day too, they're gonna be like relatively passive until like the water heater goes out.
right.
Okay. Problem you either have to deal with or you have to pay a property manager to deal with.
Right.
Either way, like there's always it's one of those things. You're always gonna have problems, but like
Yeah.
what problems do you want to have and deal with? And like
Yeah.
some people it's like, all right, cool, change out the water heater. Some people it's like the end of the world and they're like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. The water heater's crashing and the door hinges needs. It's like it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
But I don't know. We're all built differently to deal with different problems.
Yes, yeah. The Airbnbs, how'd you get started with those?
I'm trying to think. So my sister-in-law I took her to a real estate conference and she got all the crazy ideas. I was like, whoops, maybe this was a bad idea. But no, it's good. So she found a property to rental arbitrage.
Mhm.
So rents it from the landlord, furnishes it, and then Airbnbs it.
Mm-hmm.
He had a second property that he was getting ready to be leasing. And so Nate and I took that one on. It was a great location. It was like walkable. It was like in North Hills.
Oh,
So
wow.
great spot. And so we're like, all right, this is a big risk. Like the rent was like $4K a month. So it's like, all right, let's hope this works out. And let's try it. It's kind of
You
one of
have
those
to
like,
sign a 1-year lease.
yeah,
Oof.
yeah. And you have to like get the landlord to like, I mean, I guess you could sneak in under them, but like you have to be like, hey, we're going to be setting it up as an Airbnb. Like, are you okay with it?
Mhm.
And like, it's great for the landlord because, hey, I'm going in making your property nice because
And they're gonna like you're gonna clean it.
right, and it's gonna get cleaned so much more. Like it's gonna get cleaned like every week,
Right,
basically. And
yeah.
so we ended up doing it for a year. It was like a 4-bedroom house. So it could sleep 16 with it had like 3 different living rooms. So it was a lot of furniture. So it was fun to set up and like that goes back to like the design. It's like I love it. Like it's just fun to pull all the pieces together and create like a cool space for people to enjoy.
Yeah.
We did it for a year, but then the landlord, he just didn't really want to keep up the property as well as like we would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were just moisture issues. Like the bathrooms were older, the kitchen was older, and like it was a lot of landlord special type repairs of like just painting over it. It's like it doesn't really solve a problem.
Right.
And it was like unfortunate because I feel like if you put a little bit of money into it, like would just be really nice and could continue to do really well. But we just didn't want to deal with like bad reviews because of like the condition of the property, of like things that we couldn't control. Like, I'm not going to pour money into a house that I don't own.
Right.
And like, he didn't want to sell it to us. So it's like, all right, well, so we pulled all that furniture out. It worked out well because we were able to like stage our flip. And then, I don't know, we have storage units full of furniture, but we use it to like stage flips, and we'll see if we want to bring on like another Airbnb. So then we moved out of our personal house. We were looking at another property in our neighborhood, and we were like, hey, can we arbitrage this? Like, let's furnish it. And she was like, why don't you just rent your house and you move in here? And we're like, okay. So we moved out of our house into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex with the goal of like eventually being able to like kind of set it up. We live there for a little bit and then turn it into arbitrage. So we're about to actually do that. So we moved in there, started Airbnb our house. We lived in the duplex for like 6 months, and then we had bought a second house. So the second house is split level. We remodeled the downstairs part of it, which had a bathroom, kitchen, and laundry already.
Okay.
It's like 500 square feet, and it had like a little bedroom. So we remodeled that part like fully, and then the upstairs we kind of just like freshened it up, like changed some shower heads, cleaned it up, like, and then furnished it. So we ran the upstairs 3-bed, 2-bath as an Airbnb. While we moved out of the duplex into the downstairs 1-bed, 500 square foot part of our split level. And so that we've been living there for a year now. And then the duplex, we did like more of a midterm stay. So somebody's been there, they're getting ready to move out. So I think we're going to try and have it be like a Airbnb. We'll see how it does. It's, it's in Cary. It's a good location.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then if it doesn't, we're at like a month-to-month lease.
Okay.
So, I'm like, we already have stuff mostly there. Like, let's just finish furnishing it, tie up any loose ends we need to. And, so we'll have that one. And then we got a midterm one as well that we have like people that are here for work are there for a couple things. But I guess that's how we got into the Airbnb. It's kind of like we started with one, and then we're like looking for others, moved. Now we're in the process of moving from the downstairs part of our split into the upstairs, because the downstairs we were there for a year, but it's getting tight. Yeah. And like my assistant will come over, she works there with us, and it's like, all right, we really need like an office space.
Yeah.
And this is like an everything space. It's like, which is kind of nice. Like, I really do like living in a small space, as long as it's big enough for your stuff.
Right.
But it's like, all right, if I need to get a coffee, I'm like here, and then I work, and like you could just, I don't know, for my ADHD brain, I can bounce around, but I don't have too far to get lost.
Right.
And so it's really great. So now I'm like, oh man, we're gonna have so much more space for me to get lost in.
Yeah. So have you had any problems like splitting a house with an Airbnb guest?
Not really. I feel like we only had a couple people that were like, oh, we didn't realize it was shared, but we had like a separate entrance. So like the downstairs had its own entrance. And with us being in the downstairs, like you could hear people walking around upstairs, but like from the upstairs, you can't really hear the downstairs. At least Nate and I try to be really quiet.
Right.
So like,
right.
And I feel like we traveled so much, so half the time people were there, we were out of town anyways.
Yeah.
It's with it being like a split level house, it's not like it was created as a duplex to be 2 living like situations. So the walls aren't like real thick. Like from the downstairs, we're like, we can hear people. Like if somebody's yelling, we had some people having like some sort of fiesta up there. It's like, all right, I think we have to message them and tell them that like the music needs to be turned down. It's like 1 a.m. It was like, of course, the night we came back from like a trip, and I was like, I'm just ready to sleep.
Yeah.
And like I don't sleep that much, but it was of course that night that they were like just partying, and I was like, I'm glad you're having a great time, but
that's gotta be crazy. Yeah.
So, but for the most part, I mean, it's like people visiting family. Or like our last guest that we had, they were in town for like a family funeral. So like they were like, hey, it was really nice, fun. Like it's a very colorful space right now. In the middle of like shifting the decor, but like it had this teal striped wallpaper, and so I was like, I don't really want to take it down because that's a whole process. I was like, let's just work around it. So I left the teal wallpaper and just added all the colors. So it was a very colorful space. And they were just like, it was a really nice, colorful space. So bring a little bit of like brightness to like the somber week that we had. I was like, oh, that's cool. So it was like fun to be able to host people.
Yeah.
And we'll still host like family, I'm sure. But it is going to be nice to just have like our space, our office space. And like, I mean, it's not a huge house. It's like, I don't know, 16 to 1800 square feet.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
When you're looking for an Airbnb to Airbnb,
Yeah.
what do you look for?
I mean, I think it's like trying to figure out what like uniqueness factor you can, because it's like, I don't know, like there's markets that get saturated and like,
Mm-hmm.
if everybody's just like Airbnb, it's like, how can you set yours apart? So like,
Mm-hmm.
is it a really fun vibe to where people come and they're like, oh, this is a super cool space. Like this is fun for a bachelorette trip or a family reunion or like X, Y, and Z. Like I think really trying to just differentiate yourself in that way so that maybe if the market is saturated, how do you stand out?
Mm.
I don't know. So I feel like it just depends on where you're looking for one. What's good? Like the one we had in North Hills was nice because it could host a big group. So if you had a group coming to town for a concert or family something, like, or just a bunch of friends all coming back into town, it had a bunch of spaces where everybody could hang out. And I think that's like the fun part of like Airbnb's model is like, you're not staying in a hotel. It's like you all have this common space where you can like, some people go to bed, like you're all hanging out in this space, which is fun.
Yeah.
So I think gearing it towards that, like, what sets you apart from a hotel? Why would somebody go to a hotel? They're two different products. So it's like when people are like, well, like this is competing. It's like they could compete,
Mm-hmm.
but if you make them different enough, like people go to a hotel for one thing and they go to an Airbnb for a different experience.
Yeah.
And so it's like really trying to like shift that and like differentiate, I guess.
What about
But
location? Like,
I think location is a big thing.
yeah.
So like, are you close to like music venues or sports venues or
Mm-hmm.
just places people can walk and get food or, hang out, go to a park. I think that like being close to like hospitals, schools, like
Mm-hmm.
people coming in town for NC State, Chapel Hill, do graduations. Those weekends are always booked.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of family coming in town for it. So fun for everybody to just crash in an Airbnb together. So
Yeah.
I think location for sure, like being close to things makes a big difference.
Yeah. I was reading a thing about Airbnb because I've always wanted to do it, just never have. And
That's another thing to manage.
It's another thing, man. And I've looked at the arbitrage thing. That's pretty sweet. I've never actually thought about though, like the downside of not owning it,
Yeah.
having another owner who could care less.
Yeah.
Like that would suck. I never thought about that. So
Yeah.
probably,
Which is, it's because it's like a hard balance of like, well, I'll just fix like, we switched some of the light fixtures because like, well, I wanted to like be nice.
right.
And so I was like, all right, we'll leave these. We'll change these out. Like we invested like in some things that like as a homeowner, that's what you would like,
Right.
door handles, like things like that. It's just like little things. You're like, okay, well, I wish this was my property because I would have torn out the kitchen cabinets and like put all new ones in and like made it feel really nice.
Right.
And not had like rodent issues.
Yeah, when I've done some like research on Airbnb and stuff, I was reading a thing that if there's a hotel, and I don't know if this is true, if there's a hotel in the area, it's probably an okay market for an Airbnb because they've done a lot more research on.
That is definitely a good rule of thumb that people will like say is like if there's a hotel, like they've done all of their like actual like corporate research. So like you kind of go a little bit based off of that. Like, if it's a new one, maybe see how well it does first. But like, yeah, it's a good like gauge of like, all right, there's a hotel here, it does well. And if that's the case, then it's like, all right, how do you differentiate yourself to like this hotel's here, it does really well, but like if people weren't going to stay there, where would they want to stay?
Right. Yeah, because I think about it, obviously, like I said, I'm in Harnett County, and so there's Campbell University.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And there's this one crappy hotel, and I'm like, gosh, I feel like, the problem is there's a couple of big events that people would come and stay for.
Yeah.
But, obviously graduations or a game or whatever. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know. Would it do well here? Would it not?
Yeah.
And there's not that many Airbnbs there. There might be like 6 or something.
Yeah, I feel like that is hard to figure out, like, there's, like, platforms like AirDNA where you can, like, do some research on.
Like, what do you do?
Like, their website, I think it's, like, a subscription model, but you can see, like, other Airbnbs, like, how well they've done and, like,
oh, really?
helps run numbers, like, on, like, forecasts, like, would this be a good area?
Yeah.
It's all subjective. Like, it's one of those things, it's not walking around the downtown to know, like, no, people would love this,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where, like, as an agent, as like somebody that knows the area, like you could differentiate. Like, no, I know people would like this.
Yeah.
This is a good market for it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Airbnb stuff's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into that, but what is like the difference between Airbnb and VRBO? Like, if you looked into that?
Yeah, we listed one on both.
Is it
It's really
VRBO or Verbo?
Honestly, I don't feel like it depends on who you talk to. So, a little branding on their side. They need to figure out. I don't know because I feel like I'm trying to think if I've watched any of their ads if they say it one way or the other.
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Airbnb, I think they have really good market share, and like I think people when they put it on both, it's like I think Airbnb takes a higher split than VRBO does. But Airbnb does a ton of marketing. So if they're marketing your property, it's like one of those like people are like, oh, we're giving Airbnb so much of our like what you make. And it's like, yeah, but they're like, they have the platform.
Right. Like
they're marketing it. Like
yeah.
if you want to list your property on your Facebook and see how you get renters, like go for it. But like it is one thing I think you can work up to, like, hey, we've got our own booking site booked directly through us.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's definitely a value add that they bring. Like
it's like a new agent joining a team. They're like, oh,
exactly.
they take so much of our money. Well, you weren't making any money, so
and you didn't know how to do anything. And now somebody holds your hand and like gives you all these resources and tools. So like
it leads and all that stuff. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's like understanding the value of like what something brings. Like yeah, it might take some, but is it providing more value than it is taking?
Yeah.
Like if you get to a point where you're booking all yours directly and like your friends are booking it through there, it's like, oh, my friends could just book it directly through me. And like insurance and like all those things, like little details, figuring that out.
Does your husband help besides
he managed the Airbnb for the most part, like messaging wise, because it's one of those things like when we both see it, it's like, okay, like one person needs to be like the main person to respond so that we're not like, oh, I saw it, but I thought you were gonna, so he manages that for the most part. And then, yeah.
I see him on your story all the time, like stuff in your car with stuff.
Yeah, no, he helps with a lot of stuff.
Out of all of your branches that you got, what is kind of your favorite? Like, what's your favorite to do? Besides the selling of the houses.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not your favorite, actually. So let me take that back. Whatever is your favorite.
I don't know. I feel like they're all still, other than, realty is still expanding. I think that's obviously like that's the one I've been building for the past like 6 years. So that one's there. And I think the other ones are kind of just like offshoots of like, I think renovations, I think that can morph into like, us doing other people's, like we become the juicy and like go in and help people do the remodel and like manage their projects. And we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
You can only do so many things in a day. But I do like, hey, like we could just make these little tweaks to your bathroom. Like let's put new countertops in and a new light fixture and it's going to feel like a new space. Like, so I don't know. I like that piece. I like the renovation side of it.
Yeah.
It's less people to deal with, kind of.
Yeah.
Less other people's emotions dictating your success. Aside from like buying the house, but like if you make a really pretty house, like you get 10 offers, you're like, all right, cool. Like
you're right.
Now you're dealing with that. You're still dealing with people, but you're not like, hey, actually I decided I'm going to back out. I know you've showed me 73 houses this year, but like I just don't want to buy a house or at like a reasonable, like I lost a job, like whatever it is, just like less dictated by other people's circumstances. So yeah. Out of all your businesses, what's your like favorite aspect of things you do?
Okay. My favorite thing I do out of all of them is the podcast. Like if I can do the podcast full time, I would do it. Obviously like the real estate side of it, I enjoy one aspect of helping buyers find a home because it's the most exciting, I think, but it's also like the most work, especially when they're on house number 38 and haven't made an offer yet, or make unrealistically low offers. Then that's always frustrating. But the selling side is obviously the easier, I find, is the easier and more profitable. So there's joy in that.
Yeah.
But the like emotional side is probably the buyers. But then my favorite thing is the podcast, and then the vending machines. It's just kind of there. We just do it. But my goal for the vending machine, I don't know if I'll keep them forever or whatever. But I think my goal is to just like, hey, can I build it to like 50 or 60 machines in the next 5 years and then sell it? And have them all in locations that are profitable and doing it that way, and then just sell it off and then find something else to do. Because I can't not do something new. So it's like, all right, let's find something new
Right.
to do. And I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, I'll tell her, and I'm sure you're the same way. Like, you have all these crazy ideas, and she's just like, all right, well, just do one. Like,
Yeah, just make one. Yeah.
and
Does
execute.
she work in the business with you? What does she do?
She does not. I'm trying to get her over here. So, she's a nurse.
Okay.
Yeah. So she graduated from Duke
Nice.
with her nursing degree, and then worked at Duke for a year or so. And then she's now at Raleigh Orthopedic Surgery Center doing that. It's a little more low key
Nice.
and not as
Less
hectic,
traumatic.
less traumatic
Yeah.
for sure.
A lot of
Um,
family in the medical field.
yeah.
Seems very traumatic.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can never do what she does.
Yeah.
But we have a 4-month-old daughter.
Okay. Congrats.
Thank you. So she stays home with her except for one day. So she works one day a week.
Nice.
And I'm trying to get her over here.
Yeah, that's kind of like the
Helping.
flexibility that I was like, oh, in real estate, like when we have kids, like when we get to that point, like we can like fluctuate, you know? It's like it has a maybe we do less deals, but we have more time here. Like you can
Right.
still do something. Whereas I was like working in office, I was like, there's like zero flexibility here as
Right.
far as like my schedule. It's like I need to be in here 8 to 5, and it's like I have to drop my kid off somewhere, and like sometimes you have to do that, but like that's just not what I wanted for like whenever that time comes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no. And even like, her nursing job is great, and it's great that she can work, one day a week.
yeah,
But like if she was going back 5 days a week, I mean, I don't
yeah,
know what we'd do. I mean, we'd have, her grandparents trying to watch her as much as they could or whatever. But,
yeah.
I don't think she would want to go back to work 5 days a week. But, yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully having her come help me with the paperwork stuff. She doesn't want to sell.
Yeah.
That's for sure. She's like, I'm not getting.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm the worst person to talk to because I'm like, there's a lot of miserable parts of this. Like, just be forewarned. It's not all, oh, yay, we get to show up and look cute and like record a video in front of a listing. Like, no, like, there's a lot of grind and like behind the scenes and like frustrations of dealing with other people and like their problems and
Yeah.
you being the one responsible for managing them.
Yeah. So you're with Real,
Mm-hmm.
and that's more of the cloud-based type brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Do you have an office or office space or anything like that?
No,
Besides like
there's some
house
teams that have office spaces in the area. Honestly, we can make my house the office space. I honestly like it better because it's just like
Yeah.
I don't have to pack up my stuff and like go somewhere. Like I know some people like to remove themselves. I feel like it's just like another like 40 minutes depending on where you're driving
Mm-hmm.
of like making sure you have everything, getting there, unloading. I'm like I just kind of like bouncing back and forth. I'm already leaving my house enough to go show houses or pick up stuff. Like there's already enough leaving my house. I'm like, I don't necessarily need another spot to go drop. I mean, we'll see too as like, all right, if the team grows and we need an office space, but that's the goal is that downstairs space can be like office space. And then like whoever's working with us, which it's not going to be like, just open it up to like a bazillion agents to come there, but it's going to be like our small team. So it'll be a nice space for everybody to work there.
Yeah, and it's got its own entrance and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like an office is huge because I am so distracted at home. Like some people I know can be at home and they can work at home. I just can't do it. Like if I don't get up and shower and put on like work clothes and leave, like I'm gonna just sit in my sweatpants and be like, all right, I'll answer some emails while I'm watching TV, and then the computer never opens.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I have to multitask. I've kind of like learned that about myself. I know you watch all the things where it's like nobody can multitask.
Mm-hmm.
Like multitasking is not a thing. I'm like, okay, like, but like watch me live my life, and you might disagree. Like I don't know. Like maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I don't know how to function without sitting here and just like watching something. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I could just be like scrolling Facebook Marketplace while I'm watching the TV show. Like, you balance the tasks, but I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely do probably a little too much multitasking, but
yeah. And we have a little like home office in like the bonus room.
Yeah.
And if I'm up there, it's okay. But even then, it's like, all right, let me come down and get something to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife and baby are playing.
That's kind of what I liked about the small space. Was like, well, if I get something to eat, I'm like only right here. Yeah. So then like I'm waiting for it in the microwave, so I just like walk back to my desk. Like it's like not far.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah, I'll be like walking down and my wife and baby are on the floor. I'm like, I'm missing out on the fun. Like, I'd love to just hang out here.
Yeah.
And, oh crap, I have a bunch of emails or a Zoom or whatever I need to get to, and I
Yeah.
don't. But yeah, I I love the entrepreneurship world. I think obviously it's great risk, great reward though. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of risk to it, so that part's scary. But
it
it's like
is.
one of those things like you have to weigh like, okay, can I afford a risk right now in my life? And when else are you gonna do it? You're just gonna, do it and do it scared, I guess. That's right. That's what they say.
Yeah, and some people are just more like for me, it's okay that I don't exactly know where my next paycheck's coming from. Like
Yeah.
I don't really stress about that. I believe I'm going to be provided for, and so
Yeah.
when I
Yeah, I think having that piece, like,
yeah, it's like okay, yeah,
you're like, I know I'm good.
but
I'm trying to figure out how it's gonna be good, but
yeah,
like, I
well,
do trust you guys.
and there is a yes, and there is a balance because
Yeah.
it's like obviously you can't just sit around on the couch and expect to be provided for. Like
Yeah.
you still got to get up and freaking work,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not something that's like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't. I need
Well,
to
and
get
you
a
see,
comfort
it's
zone.
like I feel like understanding the process of too, of like knowing that you do all these things and like it might add up to like this, but it might add to this, but like it's gonna fluctuate. Like if you're still like actively working in the right things, you can't just sit around and be like, "Oh, God's gonna provide. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for it."
Right.
Like, no, that's not. That's not actually
That's
correct.
not how that
That's
works.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, like I said, like entrepreneurship is definitely my
Yeah.
like I love all things podcast or
Yeah.
YouTube videos or even there's not really good TV shows about it. And I don't really know what I'm looking for, but every time I'm like, I want to watch like a good business show that's not The Office
Not
for
Shark Tank.
30,000 time.
Yeah.
Shark Tank. Shark Tank's cool, but it's kind of just like it's all the same. And I feel like this
Then I
is
feel like that would just give me more ideas to like want to be on it. So it probably would not be good for me to watch.
yeah.
I'd be like, well, what?
Do you have that like obviously there's entrepreneurship and then there's like innovative. Do you have that kind of like innovative
Yeah, I feel like
mindset?
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of like ideas of like, all right, I see them doing this. Like, how could I do something similar? Like, I don't know. Always trying to figure out like when you see something, you're like, oh, what's a business I could? It's like, okay, let me just chill and sip my coffee.
Yeah.
Let me work on the business already.
Yeah. I always am like, oh yeah, I'm super innovative, but I've never innovated anything really. So, but yeah, when I watch Shark Tank, I'm like, man, good for them, trying something out.
Yeah,
And a lot of it now I feel like is more so just for like the publicity of being on Shark Tank.
yeah,
They have these like crazy expectations of like these deals that'll never happen. And then they're like, all right, we don't have a deal. Oh man, so bad. And then they're on, Instagram and YouTube like, we were on Shark Tank,
right. It's like, well, they didn't nobody helped you, but
Right.
but it got you a lot of
Right,
eyes on your
so
products.
that's a good strategy, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. What'd you think of the coffee?
that's pretty good. I don't. What is your scale?
A scale of 1 to 10. Like one's the worst cup in the world and 10's God's gift to earth.
I don't know, maybe like a 7.
A 7?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the best like coffee judge,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
but yeah. What'd you think?
Um,
I feel like you're tasting them more often. I just go to coffee
That's
shops to get a latte.
so the problem is like they kind of just blend together. Like, you know what I'm
You're not a
saying?
true coffee connoisseur.
No, I'm not. So
Okay.
I want to be like
You're
I think it'd be
organic.
super sick to like
Have you done like coffee tastings with the coffee connoisseurs?
no. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I know like some people that do that. I think Counterculture Coffee like facilitated did like the coffee games or something like that where they were like brewing. Like there's a whole group of people that dive deep into it.
Yes, the people that are deep into it. I'm like, it'd be cool.
Yeah, one of the run clubs I go to is at a coffee shop, and some of the people there who are the very coffee people, like they'll bring beans and they'll like trade them around, like, oh, try this, like very serious about it. One of my brother-in-laws is big into coffee. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I just need it for some fuel.
I think people think I'm more into coffee than I am. I love coffee. I
Yeah,
just don't like.
you'll get there.
I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's good. But no, as far as like coffees on the show, I don't know. I mean, it was good. It was probably like an 8.2.
I'll have to come back. I've got some from Uganda. We have to do that one next time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a lot of suggestions to have this one on the podcast,
Okay.
Black and White.
Yeah.
And I've had Black and White obviously before, but like I feel like it's been a latte or something. I've had a few drips, but their drips there are they usually change it up. So
Yeah.
I don't remember which ones I've had. I definitely have never had this one.
Yeah.
The classic.
Do you ever go to Fount Coffee?
Fount?
It's in Morrisville. It's like Durham, Morrisville line.
Mm-mm.
That's a good coffee shop. They always have a lot of good local coffee and
Okay, so do they
stuff.
are they a roaster or no?
No,
Okay, so they just bring like
it's just a coffee shop. Yeah.
just coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think.
Well, that's like I put on my story one time, like, hey, give me suggestions for coffee roasters.
Yeah, no, they're not roasters.
Okay, so and then I got like all these coffee shops. I'm like, great coffee shop, but they use counterculture.
Yeah, like they use the stuff they definitely use the stuff, but they do bring in some other ones. They have counterculture, but then they have, I don't know what the other brand that they brought in, but they bring in new ones.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a coffee snob, so I don't like try them all the time, but they all look good.
Yeah, yeah.
If they have a new one sampling, I'll try it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's listening wants to tell me how to experience my coffee better than this, please let me know because I'm kind of clueless. Like we went to Asheville to like the Biltmore with like the vineyard or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did like a wine tasting and like her and I are sitting there and we like wine's fine. But they're all like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, are most of these people just posing?
Right. Like, kind of just pretending?
Right. Or you actually know what you're doing.
Which I feel like you get a mix. Like, once you get into doing it, you can taste the difference.
Are you into, like, any type of thing like that?
I mean, I like wine.
Yeah.
But
so you're yourself a connoisseur in any field?
I love peach Red Bull.
Let's go. An energy drink connoisseur.
Yeah, I try not to be too much of a connoisseur because I don't really want to try all of them because they're all so sweet and sugary. They're all horrible for you, but you know,
whatever.
The peach ones at Red Bull's peach ones are really good. They did like a peach nectarine one, which I think they've stopped. Now they have a white peach. I don't know if there's something with it. I don't know. It's good. I don't know. I just think the caffeine. I enjoy wine.
What kind of wine?
I like reds.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like sweet wine. I can't do sweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll get sick. It's like too sweet and sugary. And it doesn't go well. That and like ciders. Like I used to really like ciders, but again, they're so sweet that like I literally had like 2 ciders once. I'm like, was ill, and I was like, I'm like fine, but why is this making? So too sweet, too sugary.
Yeah.
So
what about your husband? What's he into?
He does like likes bourbon, likes wines.
Yeah.
Not like crazy into anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a little bit of everything.
Like
all moderation.
Yeah, in moderation. Like I know the most about bourbon. I really like bourbon, but beer has probably always been my favorite.
Yeah.
The problem is probably the last 3 months. Every time I drink it, wicked headache.
Oh, see, I also like beer, but 2-3 years ago, I started doing gluten-free, so...
Is that what it is? Is that why I'm getting a headache, do you think?
I don't know if that's why you're getting a headache, but I don't know. There's definitely probably something in it.
Right.
It's the wheat, but...
Yeah, because I'm like, I drink beer a lot.
Are you hydrated?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what people are like, oh, you can't have beer? What are you going to do? I'm like, liquor? Why? Like, there's plenty of options still.
Yeah.
Plenty of ways to get intoxicated. Not that I'm trying to go that hard, but like, there's plenty of ways to relax. Yeah.
Yeah. The beer thing kind of sucks because especially like I love.
Which I do. Yeah, I love tasting. I'm enjoying all the breweries and stuff.
Yeah. Like my favorite beer for like a season is the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And it's coming around the corner and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to live on Tylenol because I'm not giving it up. So
hey, there you go.
Figure it out.
Maybe do some like the hydration like packs, like Liquid IV or one of those like.
I feel like I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, well, that should help.
I don't know.
Maybe some electrolytes will help. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know because I drink. How much water do I drink? I don't know. I have like
I need to be good about drinking water. I'm like the worst.
Cup. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's a liter.
Okay.
And I probably drink 2 of those a day.
That's pretty good.
I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, it's better than me. I carry mine around.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shoot, it's still full. The days I work out in the morning, I'm better about like getting further through my water.
But when do you run regularly?
No, I should. It's been raining so much now that it's like honestly kills the vibe for even thinking about it though.
Yeah. Are you still doing like Orange Theory?
I do F45 now.
What's that?
It's F45 stands for like functional 45. It's like a 45-minute workout. It's similar. It's like a boot camp, like
Okay.
weights, strength training. They have like strength days and then cardio days. Try and just hit the strength days really.
Cardio.
And it's like 2 minutes from my house, so
Oh, that's nice. That's super.
that is like it has to be convenient, or I'm not
Yeah.
gonna ever make it.
Yeah. Do you find like your days?
I barely already make it.
Yeah. Do you have when you do that? The F45 you said.
Mm-hmm.
When you do F45, are your days better?
I think so.
Like-
I definitely feel like like energy wise, mental, like
Yeah.
I feel better when I exercise. So
Yeah.
definitely ideally start my day with it, because also once my day gets going, I'm like
Right.
not making it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I gotta work out, but it's been rough recently because I'm trying to balance that with like I need to sleep. Like sleep's also important.
Red Bull's good for sleep.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. My eye's been twitching for a week, legit. I don't know. Hopefully you haven't noticed it, but this eye has been twitching. So I don't know. I need to like get a lot of sleep at some point.
Are you drinking like more than
No.
one Red Bull a day?
No, and I try not to drink them every day.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
That's good.
I do try to like limit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear different things.
B12, it's vitamins.
Yeah, it's superfood. So
Absolutely. It's like Popeye, except for eating spinach. It's probably a better idea.
Yeah, when I don't work out, like the other day,
Do you have like a home gym? What do you do?
I do have a home gym, like a small little like weight rack and stuff, and then I have a bike that I have in like this trainer,
Okay.
so I'll do that sometimes. But yeah, mostly just going to the gym in Anger because I live in Anger, so
Yeah.
it's like half mile down the road.
Nice.
How
far are you from here? 30?
35 minutes to carry. Yeah, if there's traffic, a lot more, but it's not too bad.
No.
Just take Lake Wheeler over
Yeah.
here, but like last week, I come home and I was telling my wife Allison, I was like, gosh, I just feel like down in the dumps, like this sucks, you know. And then I was like, let me go like work out, and then I worked out, came back, and I was like a new man.
Yeah.
It's just it's so helpful, especially like in a business like that we're in, because it is so isolating. It's like you know, you got to get that blood flowing a little bit.
Also caffeine, like I feel like I was like, I don't know, I'm not like regimented, like I drink at the same time every day. So like the other day I was like dragging and I was like, oh, I should drink coffee. And after it I was like, wow, I feel great. I'm like, what was I doing? Like, why am I denying myself? Like, let me just drink water. Like, no, I need the caffeine.
Caffeine.
I was like, I feel dead. And then I had coffee. It was...
What is? Do you know what the limit on your heart is for caffeine? Like, what's the limit?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, this is gonna make me pop.
I don't know. My heart beats like fast naturally, I think. Like when I do the cardio workouts with like the heart monitors and you're like in that like red zone, I'm feeling like I'm always in the red zone. I'm like,
I'm the same way.
Chilling.
I feel like my heart is way faster than most
Yeah.
people's. But yeah, because I would like to know what like the max is caffeine intake, and then take it back by probably like 50 milligrams, and then we'll survive.
Yeah, I feel like I just gotta keep it in flux. That way, you know, you don't get too used to a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
Try and cut it out for a little bit, so that way, like it, you know.
I've never tried doing that. I should.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yeah, because it does.
Which I feel like you might get caffeine headaches, but like just take some ibuprofen to
like if I don't have a coffee by 9 a.m.
Oh.
Like it is a wicked headache that I can't shake.
Damn.
Yeah. Unless I take like Tylenol or
yeah, you probably should try and like do a detox.
Done.
But
all right.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This was so much fun.
Absolutely.
Getting to know you better. And where can people find you?
Instagram is mainly, and then it kind of distributes to Facebook from there. But Megan Beekman, Realtor. Real creative.
Real creative.
Yep.
Yeah.
First, last name, Realtor.
Okay.
Megan
Sweet.
Beekman. No H.
Megan Beekman. We'll tag you.
Sweet.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
And telling your story a little bit and your insights, and
It's fun.
all right.
Cool.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.